Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Podcast, episode 304. I'm Adrian.
I'm Jay.
And we are back for another week of things
Stuff.
probably involving TV.
Yeah.
Maybe some
TV.
movies.
Maybe.
But I actually have really cool news.
What's up?
We are now an Emmy Award nominated podcast.
Yeah, who's Emmy? I have not met her.
No, you haven't. She's actually one of my teammates.
Yeah, okay.
And she
nominated us.
She nominated us. We are now Emmy Award nominated.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm real proud of that.
It's good. She's going to Photoshop up a plaque for us.
No, we get a little, statue if we win, don't we?
I don't know.
I don't know who the other contenders are.
It's us and I don't know.
Oh, God, I hope it's not Adam Carolla. That's going to get awkward.
We
We should actually prank Adam Carolla, his phone number sometime.
We should. That'd be great.
Because I actually have it.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Be like, hey, can we be your friends and come build stuff live? Oh, wait, that show's not on anymore.
So when they first started the podcast, they put in the broadcast number to call.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But for 12 hours, Chaffee put in the wrong phone number.
Oh.
So that happened to be the one that I call. That happens to be the one I still have in my phone.
Nice.
Because that's a phone number you never delete.
No.
Never. No. Okay. Let's get a drink, though.
Yeah, let's do that.
I've been teasing my wife, so I may need to get drunk before this is over, or she's going to yell at me. And you just need a drink.
I definitely do.
So this week, we are trying the Wild Turkey 101. So this is the Kentucky Straight Bourbon, which is 101 proof, high rye, and it's aged. It says aged longer, but it doesn't actually give the specificity of how long it's been aged.
Just longer.
Just longer.
Longer than something that hasn't been aged.
Here we go. For 6 to 8 years.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because standard only has to be 2 to 3 years, right?
Yep.
So
they had the barrel proof, which is what I was going to buy.
Okay.
And the guy at the liquor store was like, nah, man, you want to try the 101?
So are you only looking at Wild Turkey because you're excited for the Longhorn?
I am excited for the Longhorn. Or Long Branch.
Long Branch. You're right. Sorry, Long Branch.
I am excited about the Long Branch. Aren't you?
I actually am.
Right?
As sad as that is, I am. For those who don't know, the Long Branch is it's a whiskey that Wild Turkey put together, or a bourbon that they put together with Matthew McConaughey.
Well, he was hired as their...
Yeah, he's been their brand consultant since 2013, apparently.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So what they did is they took kind of their traditional Wild Turkey recipe and they added in some mesquite that came from Texas. And
So what I have a feeling it's going to be like is the Dorado that Frugal Brutal gave us.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I think it's going to be like. So, yeah, I saw that commercial. I'm all like, oh, a new bourbon? Well, I need to try this.
Right.
So I went on their website to see if it's available, and it's not yet.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But then I saw the barrel age. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I saw something called Decades, which is a 10-year-old blended bourbon. So they blended it and then aged it for 10.
Okay.
And I wanted to try that.
Sure.
That was a $170 bottle.
That's not worth it.
No, it's not.
No.
So we're going to try this.
Okay.
We're going to start here. Since I've already dropped an ice cube and spilt a little, we're going to go ahead and put the cork back on this
Yeah,
bitch.
that's a good call.
Oh, I noticed it does not pour well. Their bottle's too thick, so the glass kind of...
Oh, interesting.
So...
All right, here we go.
Cheers.
Oh. That's got a strong bite to it.
It's very high in the rye,
Mm-hmm.
very high in the caramel, but an unnecessary burn afterwards.
Yeah, so I got immediate burn through the sides of my palate and then the whole way down.
I wonder if I'm still destroyed from the last dab.
Yeah, how was that, by the way?
Oh, it was good.
Okay.
It was good.
All right. Fair.
I don't think it's bad, though.
I don't think it's bad. I think the last couple whiskeys we've had have been a real smooth, very almost overproduced. Whereas this is just kind of slap you in the face.
Well, I mean, so it is.
It's wild turkey.
It's not only wild turkey. It's 50% alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, that is what it is. And speaking of 101s, Bacardi's no longer releasing their 101. They've stopped production on it.
The 151.
Well, sorry, the 151. You're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. They stopped production on that a couple years ago. And they had just produced so much that they're like, we're going to keep selling whatever we've produced so far. But once that's gone, that's it. That's what I cut my teeth on. That was like the first whiskey I drank was 151.
Well, that's rum.
You're right. It is rum.
Yes.
That's the first. Sorry, that's the first hard liquor that I was drinking.
Okay.
I was at the neighbor's house. I was 12. I had about 3 fingers of it.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, Jay was a early in life delinquent.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I continue my ways.
Well, sure. Yeah, it'd be silly to stop now.
Yeah.
I think the most delinquent thing I've done is wear a shirt that wasn't supposed to be printed currently, and you was drinking at minimum. Yeah.
I'm sorry. What about your early comic book collection?
Oh, right. Yeah, I meant like currently, like today.
Oh.
Yeah, if we're looking at the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more involved.
Okay.
Oh. Shit, I just realized we should not have been using my full name on this show now that I think about it.
Well,
Hey, for those of you who may be listening in the Mexico region, especially the cartel, just don't tell them, please. Please. I don't want to move again.
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, you want to talk about some TV?
Let's do that. So I mentioned to you before we started recording, and I talked about this on the show last week. I didn't actually take notes for the episode last week. I just had my tablet up. So if any of these shows I've already talked about, I'm just still watching them. That's
Okay.
what we'll go with. So, The Crossing. Did I talk about The Crossing?
No.
Okay, so The Crossing is small coastal town in Oregon. All of a sudden, a bunch of bodies just wash up on shore.
Okay.
It's got Steve Zahn is the main guy
Okay.
in a serious role, which is a little weird. He plays the sheriff of this small town. So randomly, all these bodies just start popping up in the water. And there's a couple people that just happen to be at the beach at the time, so they go out and they try to rescue as many as they can. They end up pulling in over 400 dead bodies and only 47 living. And you come to find out that they are from the future, where there's a war going on, and they found a way to get back to the past to the time period that's called the Long Peace. It's only like 3 episodes in so far. I've seen 2 out of the 3.
Okay. What station is this on?
It is ABC?
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever Lost was on.
Lost was.
I want to say it was ABC.
Yeah, one of the BCs, NBC or ABC.
Yeah. So some of the executive producers of Lost are actually working on this show too. So you come to find out little bits and pieces about this war and whatever, and that this is not the first people that have come through this time rift. So there's other people from the future that are already in current time, and you find out that like one of the U.S. senators or something like that is one of those people. So it's kind of interesting.
Okay. So you like it then?
So far.
Okay.
It's good so far.
Like I'm trying to wrap my head around because it sounds like it could either be really good or it could go real bad.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm only 2 episodes in, so it could go off the rails anytime now.
Okay.
But so watch that.
The Crossing.
Watch the first 5 episodes of Rise. This is Ted Mosby's new show.
Oh no, you watched that?
It's actually really good.
No.
So, did you ever watch Friday Night Lights?
No.
Okay. I loved Friday
I
Night
know.
Lights.
It was your favorite.
This is like Friday Night Lights all over again. Except instead of it staying around football, it's around the theater department in the school.
So it's like
It's
less happy Glee?
It's like Friday Night Lights meets Glee, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's actually really good.
No kids in wheelchairs who suddenly get up and dance during dream sequences?
Not yet.
Oh, I'm hoping for it.
But the QB did get pulled in to be one of the leads in the play.
Oh, sure, why wouldn't he?
Yeah. So, and then the lead actress is she's the person who voiced Moana.
Oh, okay.
It's like her only other credit on
sure.
IMDb. So she's voiced Moana, and now she's in this.
Well, she can sing like nobody's business.
Yeah. So, but it's funny because she plays what I'm assuming is a Hispanic, but she's Hawaiian. So it's just like, the skin's not white. It's fine.
Yeah. Look at Castle Lion will tell you. According to the 2014 census, I'm Samoan.
Fair.
Have I never told you this story?
No.
A little tangent real fast. So it's when I lived alone in Everett.
Okay.
And census people kept dropping off census paperwork at my house, and I kept ignoring it because it's the census. What do I give a shit?
Right.
They would knock on the door, and I wouldn't answer. I wouldn't be home. Eventually, I got a call, and they were very adamant because apparently they can seek legal blah, 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 blah.
It's a voluntary census,
I know.
it?
And I'm like, whatever, man. Like, I got time to kill. I was kind of tipsy, so I was like, let's do this.
Okay.
So we get through the questions, and we get to, what is your ethnicity? I was like, I'm Mexican. Okay, so Latin other. And I was all like, what are my Latin choices?
Right.
And he's like, Dominican, Cuban, Puerto Rican. Like, there was like 9. I'm like,
and how's Mexican not one of those
how
choices?
is, like, we are literally a neighboring country.
And 30% of this country.
Not an option, but Latin other. I also hate whenever you do questions or surveys online. What ethnicity are you? Are you also Hispanic? Go fuck yourself. Why do you ask twice?
Yeah, right.
Like, you just making us feel stupid or something? Like, what is the point of that fucking question? Anyways, so I'm all like, he's like, so Latin other? I'm like, no. He goes, what do you mean no? I'm like, I refuse to say that. And he's like, all right. And I'm like, Samoan. And he's like, is that an option? He goes, yeah. I'm like, that's what I am.
Oh,
He goes, but you said, I'm like, you're the census. Your job is not to interpret data, but take data.
Oh,
He's like, okay. He's like, you'll be receiving something in the mail to confirm all your answers. Oh, and it fucking said Samoan. And I signed that fucking paperwork and mailed it back. Oh. Now I was in it. Now I didn't care before, but now go fuck yourself.
Oh, that's funny.
Which is why I wake up every day by doing the haka.
Okay, fair.
So Rise is good.
Rise is good.
Okay.
Watch Rise. I also started watching Krypton.
Oh, snap. Good. I haven't talked to anybody who's actually seen it.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. I'm actually enjoying the shit out of this show.
The reviews are favorable.
Yeah. I did not have high hopes. I
No.
expected to be like one episode and be like, I just can't do it. But it's really well done. And I forget how well sci-fi original shows come out usually.
They're hit or miss.
I think I've had more hits than misses
Okay.
myself. But I always forget about the channel because I'm like, it's fucking deep cable. I don't care.
Don't care.
But yeah, so I've watched 3 episodes. I think there's 4 episodes out. The 5th one might have been tonight. I don't remember what night it airs.
How are you watching it?
I watched the first 3 episodes through DirecTV Now.
Okay.
And then the 4th episode, I'm actually gonna watch. There's Sci-Fi has a Roku app, so I'm just watching through the Sci-Fi app.
Sure. And I wasn't sure if you're on Kodi or whatnot.
No, I watch almost nothing on Kodi right now, but I'm about to get to the point where I'm gonna have to. Actually, I take it back. Last week I had to watch 3 episodes of Flash on Kodi because I'd gotten so far behind.
Yep.
And they only keep and it was weird because they had like episode 8 and 9 of the season on the CW app.
But then
10 and 11 weren't there.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
12, 13, 14 were. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I had to go to Kodi to watch these 2 episodes. I'm like, because I need to get caught up on Homeland, and that's all. I don't have that channel.
Okay.
So.
And you finished Longmire, right?
I did. Actually, that was the next thing that was on my list is that I completely finished Longmire.
I only asked because shout out to new listener BB Iron, who also was telling me how much they enjoy Longmire.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. I'm actually sad that it's over. It ended in a really good way, I thought, though.
Okay.
Are you ever going to want... Do you really give a fuck? Okay.
Let me hear it.
So, there was this whole storyline that was going through the last 2 seasons, really, that finally gets wrapped up. And then in the last episode, Longmire decides, fuck it, I'm going to retire. I don't want to die on the job. Because part of the storyline had to do with the previous sheriff doing something that Longmire got framed for. So he's like, I'm going to retire, whatever. I'm going to go on a treasure hunt, whatever.
I'm sorry, treasure hunt?
So this continuous, like, third plot line that was going through the show for like 2 seasons was that this billionaire or millionaire or whatever hid treasure
Okay.
and wrote some poems that were clues to it. And a lot of it had to do with Absaroka County, which is where Longmire was the sheriff of. So all of these things kind of kept being tangentially connected to this gold hunt. So he was like, I think I know where it's at, so I'm just going to go try to find it. Meanwhile, somebody else can be sheriff.
And did he?
The last scene is him driving off to go find
done.
it. So, so everything got wrapped up really well.
Good. I'm glad, because I know it was kind of rocky for a little bit, and then it switched to Netflix, right? Mm-hmm. And, okay. Well, good. I'm glad it was that satisfying ending.
First season half, amazing. Then they didn't know what to do. And then once it came to Netflix, it went way higher in quality. So I finished that up. Did I talk about Siren yet?
No.
Siren is a new show on Freeform, which used to be
ABC Family.
About this town supposed to be in Washington, not a real town, but up on the peninsula, where this family kind of has this history with mermaids, whatever. It's kind of the lore of the town.
Sure.
And one of the adult kids is now like a marine biologist or works in like a mammal habitat, whatever. Encounters a mermaid who apparently can come on land, shed their tail, and like walk like a person.
So a la Splash. Wasn't that possible in Tom Hanks' Splash or something?
I never saw that.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Or Little Mermaid, just without having to sell the soul.
There's that, yeah.
Yeah.
The first episode kind of, it's getting better though.
Any notable actors or actresses?
No, I don't recognize anybody in the show, which I'm actually okay with. But it's funny because it's, like I said, it's this fake town in Washington, and when they go into the town, or into the city, outside of their small village, when they go into town, they go into Port Angeles.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, it's fucking Twilight all over again. But it makes sense that they're calling it Washington, and even the crossing, the Oregon town, they go into Salem a lot, and they go into Seattle. Well, they're these coastal towns because everything's fucking filmed in Vancouver. So they're like, oh, we got to make it a northwest coastal town so that it looks accurate. So both of them are filmed in Vancouver and like the outlying like coastal areas. So, like I said, first episode's rough. It gets a little better.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, is this going to be one of those shows? Are you going to stick with it because you've started?
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm an asshole like that.
So you're in far enough that you got to keep going. Got it.
Still watching Black Lightning. The season finale was last night, so I got to watch that. And it's a fucking great show.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
All the CW superhero shows have been renewed except for iZombie at this point.
Fine. I've still not tried iZombie. I can't do it.
But I guess Arrow's getting a new showrunner.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Hopefully they can do something with that show. I'm literally 10 episodes behind because I just don't give a fuck.
I am hoping the thing they do with that show is end it.
Yeah, no, I'd be fine with that.
Like it's 7 seasons.
Sure. Have him make sporadic guest appearances on other shows if you really want to, but there's no reason to keep that show going. For the People? Did I talk about For the People?
Yes.
Okay. Still great.
Okay.
Literally the only reason I started watching the show was because of Britt Robertson, who I think is a fantastic actress. But everybody on the show is doing really good in their characters. And it's interesting because, I've watched law dramas in the past, like The Practice. I grew up on The Practice, whatever. But this one is really interesting because you're actually seeing both sides. You're seeing the defendant or the public defenders, and you're seeing the district or the U.S. attorneys. So you're seeing both sides, and you're like, oh, I don't actually necessarily know which side of this is right. So it's interesting in that way. So, and then the last thing I watched was Legends of Tomorrow, all the way through the season finale.
Are you really?
I think that is probably my favorite one of the CW shows, actually. Because Supergirl, Legends, Flash, Arrow.
Okay, because Legends season 2 is supposed to be leaps and bounds better than season 1 was.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The end of it was terrible, though.
Sure. Why would it be good?
They had the big bad that they were working towards defeating all season, and they beat him with a giant fucking teddy bear.
Who's the big bad?
Demon mollusk.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never. Is that
Like
from the
he's
comics?
he's like a D character.
Okay. Well, so is everybody else on the show.
Okay, fair.
But what pissed me off is halfway through the season, they brought back Wally West. He's part of the Legends now.
From the Flash universe?
Yeah, the Black Wally West.
Right.
Yeah. He's on the Legends now. I'm like, I hated this guy. I was so happy when he was gone from the Flash, and now he's on this show.
I didn't realize he left the Flash. I just don't care enough.
Yeah,
Like I dropped that show a while ago.
Okay, yeah, he left because he's like, he was dating Jesse Quick.
Okay, from Earth 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever Earth they called it on that one, yeah. She left him. He got all emo, and he bounced, and now he's got, it's bad.
I'm waiting till they bring in a second Wally West like the comic has.
Sure. The one redeeming thing that, not one redeeming thing, but the most redeeming thing I've enjoyed so far about this season is they've brought Matt Ryan's Constantine.
Yeah, I heard that.
And he's great. He's only been on like 3 or 4 episodes as kind of like a guest.
It was
whatever.
a great show.
Yeah. So it's really cool seeing him on there. And there's like a weird thing between him and Sarah Lance. But it's good.
Okay. I'll take
So-
your word for it.
So, but yeah, season finale was I think last week. So,
Nice.
and that's it for me for TV.
I don't have a lot of new stuff. I have 2 new things, so I'll just kind of go over the ones I have been watching. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Which might get canceled.
I hope not. This like these past couple episodes keep getting better and better and better. There's an up arrow next to Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Bob's Burgers, which has just been fine. Some episodes have been good. Some episodes have been bad as an overall season. It's fine. Fresh Off the Boat. This season's been a little hard. It's been a little hard, which is fine. Hopefully they'll find a little more solid footing. The problem is the same problem the Goldbergs have, which has also just been kind of fine.
Okay.
You based your show around kids 4 years ago. You know what happens to those kids? They grow up.
Yeah.
They get older. Your storylines are now focusing more on the parents, and it's not the same. Superstore, I think, is getting phenomenally better.
Oh, I think I'm one episode. I don't think I've seen this last week's episode. But
Okay.
other than that, fucking amazing.
This season did something to me I never thought would happen. I love Kelly. His blonde girlfriend. Watch this episode. Once you watch this episode, and you're just like, oh, I do love Kelly.
Wait, which episode was this that you're talking about? Was this the lottery episode?
Yes.
Okay, so I watched that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
No, she's great in that.
She's great in it.
But
Especially at the end.
it's so hard because like I know she's not going anywhere.
She's not going anywhere.
She's gonna go away, and then
I know, but
Jonah
I feel so bad for her. I feel so bad for
Yeah.
her. But it's a good show. I've been enjoying the shit out of Superstore.
One thing that I want to point out about this, and I think I might have touched this last time we recorded, if not, the fact that they still have the Amy name tag gag.
Oh,
going
yes.
is hilarious.
And they've pointed it out once.
Yeah.
And it's never been acknowledged as it was a throwaway comment, but it's still going on.
I'm trying to remember. Did they touch on it when she started flirting with the beverage guy?
No.
Okay, I was trying to remember if they did or not. So it was literally first episode.
The first episode.
That's it.
Side
but
comment.
they keep doing it.
And it's
it's
great.
so good.
I love everything with Jerusha. Because for the first 2, maybe 3 seasons, when I heard Jerusha,
You thought she was black.
I thought she was black.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, this ain't no Jerusha.
No.
This is like a Carol.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So Joe McHale has a new show on Netflix. It's called The Joe McHale Show with Joe McHale.
Jesus. Okay.
Fucking amazing.
Is it?
You know what it is?
No.
It's The Soup.
Oh, is it really?
It's him in front of a green screen going over things. He even has characters from The Soup, like Manzini
Okay.
is back. He started up his feud with Kathy Lee and Hoda again. And he's constantly making fun of what a shit show Netflix is and how they'll give their money to anybody.
That's fair. All
And
right.
it's really funny. Like, I've really, really enjoy it.
Okay. Cool.
So, Joe McHale Show with Joe McHale.
Okay. Maybe
New
I'll check that
episodes
out.
every Sunday.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, it's one of those. That makes sense. Yeah, because you can't really just batch release a bunch of things
No.
making fun of current events.
No, because it's making fun of everything that happened that week in
Yeah.
current events.
Okay.
Just like the soup did, right?
Right. Yeah.
The other thing I will hit on was WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
Not last weekend, the weekend before.
I almost just signed up for the free trial to watch it,
You
but I'm like,
So I was in Chicago, so I didn't get a
Yeah.
chance to experience WrestleMania the way I usually do, which is 4 hours on a Sunday, 5 hours on a Saturday,
yeah, honestly,
and
it was
8 hours on a
weird for
Sunday.
me not to be here watching it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like I had messages from people that are like, "Hey, haven't heard from you about Mania. I'm guessing it's on." I'm like, motherfucker, and I'm looking at our text messages like going back a couple weeks. I'm like, "That's where I told you."
Yeah,
you
right.
asked me already.
Yeah.
No.
He's just double checking.
He just wants to-
You sure you don't have an open table right now? It's
So WrestleMania weekend, for all of you who remember from last year, Friday's the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday's
Saturday.
NXT Takeover. Sunday's WrestleMania.
yeah.
I was in Chicago for WrestleMania.
Uh-huh.
Chicago is a wrestling city.
Yes.
In fact, they are the only city that Pro Wrestling Tees has an actual store in.
Oh, interesting.
So I had some free time Thursday morning. I went to Pro Wrestle Tees.
Nice.
I'm in there, and I told my buddy Norman, who works as a promoter, and he's like, "Hey, get me these things." So I took photos of the whole store and sent it to him. He's like, "All right, well, get me these things also."
Okay.
We let a couple other people know. I keep getting a couple more orders. I left that store, not facetiously, spending over $900.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, obviously, people reimbursed me when they got their bags.
Yeah.
$900.
Jeez.
It got to the point where like they have this like private area and like in a restroom, like because it's their offices and their store.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Do you have a restroom?" Like, "Well, it's for customers only." And it got to the point, I'm like, "Do you have a restroom?" Like, "Yeah, it's right through here. Hey, if you want to just have a seat and wait in my office, that's cool."
Jeez.
Like, because they were just at the point where they're like
Yeah.
this dude's dropping almost $1,000.
Right.
on-
Right.
Super interesting the way they do things, though.
Okay.
So let's talk about the shirt I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
This is
It's a Cody Rhodes shirt.
Cody Rhodes shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. This shirt is supposed to be, well, let's talk about how it came about. They did not have this in stock.
Okay.
They have a very small in-store inventory, even though their website is thousands deep. I was like, "Oh man, I really wanted this shirt." He goes, "Okay, we'll get you one in 10 minutes. I'm like, "Do you guys have a back warehouse?" He goes, "No, we can print, as long as we have the shirt color, we can print
on demand.
Print on demand.
Nice.
Everything takes 15 minutes to print."
Yeah.
He's like, "So you just give me a bulk order." So the only thing I couldn't get was an Okada Rainmaker shirt because it's a pink shirt and they were out of that color
Yeah,
pink. And he's like, "If you want it on black, if you want it any other color, I just don't have that specific pink."
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, I can still get it online." He's like, "Yeah, if you can, fine." So we dropped about $900 at the Pro Wrestling Tees store
Wow.
between jackets, hoodies, T-shirts, badges, pins.
See, and luckily you had a way to ship that home without having to pay for it.
Well, no, because most of it got divvied up there.
Oh, it was all people that were in Chicago.
Some were people there,
Okay.
or some were like friends of friends who I didn't even know.
Oh,
Was like, "Hey, my buddy's good for it." I'm like, you think your buddy's good for it? You're gonna pay me,
Right.
And he's good for you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
Bought a couple gifts for people, so that was good.
Nice.
The specific shirt I'm wearing now is a New Japan exclusive.
Okay.
So I went to Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm like, "Hey, you guys have it advertised?" Because they're only supposed to sell it to Japanese.
Oh.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, that just came out like yesterday. I don't know anything about it." I'm like, "Can you get me to?" He goes, "Well, I mean, we have the file system, so yeah." And he printed them, and then later his boss was like, "Motherfucker, it's
Oh,
too late. They're
no.
already printed."
Yep.
So I got them.
Oh, jeez.
So the only thing, so they stopped printing it. So the front's done and the back's done. They didn't actually finish the shoulder
sleeves, yeah.
Yeah, because his boss was like, "Dick bag." So got a lot of pro wrestling stuff, which was
Nice.
cool.
Nice.
But back to WrestleMania weekend. I did not watch the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I can't do 4 hours worth of speeches for 6 people.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
just
and it-
too goddamn much.
And it seemed like it was real weird this year too, like who they were putting in. I'm like,
yeah, real weird. Just didn't care.
Okay.
I watched Takeover.
I heard this was the best takeover ever.
Every takeover is the best takeover ever. They get better and better and better every goddamn year. And this takeover was phenomenal. You had an expansion in the Undisputed Era. You had one of the best ladder matches you'll ever see. They introduced a new belt, the North American Championship.
Yeah, yeah.
So now NXT's got the NXT champion, the European champion, and the North American champion.
Which European champion's vacant right now?
No, Pete Dunne has it.
Okay. I thought when I looked, did he win at Takeover?
Nope.
Or I thought when I looked like right before Takeover that it was vacant.
No, he walked. The vacant was the tag team championships.
Okay.
So the European champion was teaming with Roddy Strong for the tag team champions.
Okay.
They weren't. All right. Nerd time, right? So
You
remember
were
the
already
Fabulous Freebirds?
Yes, I do.
So remember there was 3 of them?
Oh, yeah.
So the Fabulous Freebird, it's called the Fabulous Freebird rule, where you don't have to choose which 2 have the belt. Your stable has the belt.
Okay.
So it can be any of your 2.
Okay.
So the Undisputed had the belt. One of them got injured, so they were going to make them vacant, but instead they enacted Fabulous Freebird rule, so any one of them could defend.
Okay. Wow. That's deep, like 86, 87.
Oh, yeah. Freebirds were like,
Yeah.
well, back when Jim Cornette era, they're early 80s, like 81, 82 in Ohio.
Well, yeah, before they went to WWF. Yeah.
You know, P.S. Hayes is one of the biggest guys at WWE right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. He's one of the biggest agents there is.
Interesting.
So their agents are their match guys.
Yeah.
They're the guys who make the matches
Right,
and
right.
help the wrestlers, spots and whatnot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so TakeOver was amazing.
Okay.
Same night as TakeOver was a New Japan show, which was always phenomenal.
Okay.
I have realized I've become a wrestling hipster
Yes.
because, WWE is fine if you like that kind of thing, but you want some really good wrestling, you need to watch New Japan.
Okay.
So that's become a thing I'm coming to terms with.
Well, you know what was the same night as Hall of Fame, which I didn't end up going to?
The ROH Supercard?
No.
What?
But yes, but no.
What?
Defy.
Yes.
I didn't
it
go,
was. Do you know? I don't know if anybody who made an appearance though, besides Austin Aries.
Who won?
Sure,
So
of course
he's,
you would.
He's got the Defy belt now. He's got 5 belts.
Yes, he does.
Ridiculous.
He's kind of sticking it to WWE because he quit, and he's just kind of sticking it to him.
Yeah. So, no, I need to watch that ROH on fight.
Supercard.
Yeah.
I won't tell you about it, but it was more fracture in the.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I want to watch. I'm now subscribed to like 6 wrestling subreddits.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the Impact Wrestling subreddit is still under TNA because they can't change the
They
name.
can't. Yeah, they can't change it.
Which is funny.
While I was in Chicago, I did spend a little time with CM Punk.
Oh, nice.
And Punk and I talked about a couple things.
Okay.
We talked about why my wife doesn't like New Japan Wrestling.
No.
We talked about what's going on in WWE right now. And we talked about All In.
Okay.
And he had some very interesting things to say about All In.
Okay.
That I promised would not be expressed. But since he's not listening,
Oh no. Okay. Here we go.
Punk unofficially, he is not all in.
Okay.
But it was one of these circumstances. Hey man, so like I gotta imagine the thing people are talking to you most about this weekend is All In. He's like, no one said anything Friday. He's like, and that's all they're talking about Saturday. I'm like, because it's Supercard of Honor, bro. He's like, I know. And I'm all like, I won't ask you about it. I'm like, but I'm interested. He's like, I'm not all in.
Oh.
So he says he's not, but he's
But he's
nodding
shaking his
his head.
Interesting.
So from talking a little bit more, the inference was that he's going to be in attendance.
Okay.
Not fighting, but in attendance.
Got it.
Now, that could be he's in attendance backstage just hanging out. Maybe he's there as a fan. Maybe he does what Rey Mysterio did and just comes out and cuts a promo. Who knows?
Sure.
But Punk will be in attendance.
At All In. Okay.
And he has later announced, so I'm not really outing him, that he will be in attendance.
Okay.
But he made it very clear in attendance, and he's not willing to do an all-in promo.
Got it.
So we'll see what that means.
Okay.
WrestleMania in itself.
Nah. Yeah, that's kind of the. I mean, one, Undertaker's back, and he was out for 2 minutes, and then they that was it. They let him wrestle for 2 minutes. That's all he could handle.
Yeah.
Why was he there? It was fucking filler. It was terrible.
He was there just to honestly squash John Cena.
Yeah. Which now everyone's like, what if Cena turns heel now because of this? I'm like, no, it's never going to happen.
Even if he does, so what? Who cares?
Apparently, Nikki Bella.
Oh. Well, that's a comment you made.
Yeah.
That's a marriage that never was going to happen.
No, that was all just being put over for...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all promotional work.
Yeah.
It's surprising because Brutal and I were both super disappointed in WrestleMania. But I talked to a lot of my friends who are like, man, this is one of the greatest Manias ever. I'm like, the fuck were you watching?
Go back and watch 6.
Go back and watch 6. Go back and watch TakeOver the night before.
Yeah.
And one of my friends actually did. He's like, that was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I'm like, right? All right. Anyways,
Okay.
I've done enough wrestling talk.
Sure.
2 other TV shows. They
Okay.
go fast. So Jess and I made it at about 7 minutes into the first episode of Alex Inc.
Oh, no, don't do it.
Yeah, well,
it's a trap.
7 minutes was as far as we wanted to go, and
Yeah.
then we were done.
Yeah.
Some sad news.
Okay.
The main actor from Night Court passed.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like 82, though.
No, he was in his 60s.
Oh, no. There's been like 4.
Barbara
actors.
Bush died, but she was like in her 90s.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Nobody cares about
She
old
was
Bush.
the grandmother of the country. She birthed this nation.
Uh-huh.
Anyways.
Okay.
Let's talk about MLB really
Actually,
fast.
real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I have one TV thing
Please.
that I forgot to bring up. So, you got caught up on Ghosted, or you started Ghosted?
I'm caught up
Okay,
because it's on hiatus.
but it's not anymore.
Oh?
Episode 10 played Sunday night.
It's not on Hulu yet.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I've seen that it aired,
Oh,
but
interesting.
maybe it's not on Hulu. It played, but main actress Amber Stevens-West also filmed a pilot for a different show a week and a half ago.
Oh.
And when I asked her, what does this mean for Ghost? She's like, yeah, we don't know. But I just need to keep.
Sure. Because they know Fox has said that they're not, that they gave it a green light for 6 more. They filmed 1 more and then put it on hiatus.
Yeah. And that's the one that aired.
Okay.
So I'm curious to see if another one is going to air in the next, like they're going to have to film now. So I don't know what's happening. But episode 10 did apparently air.
I wonder if this is like a powerless situation where they're just going to be like, we have a couple in the can, but we're done.
Don't talk to me about Powerless.
Such
I
a
missed
good
that
show. Such a good show.
Okay, so let's talk about MLB.
I
And what the fuck is going on with the Pirates right now?
Okay, I can't even talk to you about that because it is a fake division.
What?
Here's why it's a fake division, my friend. Major League Baseball has been going on for 3 weeks now.
Yes.
The Cubs and Cardinals were supposed to play today. They signifies the 25th postponed game of this season so far. 25.
Snow?
So, snow. Chicago, literally on their Tuesday night game, was canceled due to just the temperature. It was so cold because Wrigley Field's open air. And it was like...
Tuesday?
Yeah. And it was like 7 degrees.
Did you see the Twitter battle between the Brewers and the Cubs?
No.
Oh, so good. So, Cubs canceled the game. It might have been Monday for snow.
Monday was snow.
So, whoever runs the Twitter account for the Brewers tweets at the Cubs, says, "Oh, that sucks that you can't play because of snow," and sends a picture of Miller Park, which has the closed
Yes,
roof.
it does.
So we're just going to be over here playing baseball. And then whoever runs the Cubs one tweets back, "Oh, yeah, we're just going to be sitting here keeping our World Series trophy warm."
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
So the reason I can't get behind the Pirates as a quote-unquote powerhouse is because the Cubs have postponed 4 games.
Yeah, they've only played 15 games so
Yes. I want to say St. Louis is 3 behind.
Yep.
So that division, is the division that has the most amount of postponed games
Right.
combined.
Yeah.
It's a false lead.
And I agree, because
I just don't want them to be in head of the division.
here's the thing, like, the Pirates are playing great ball, and it's
God,
confusing the shit
killing
out of me.
It's killing me.
The Cardinals are in second place, even 3 games canceled. And then you've got the Brewers, who have played the most games in the division.
Correct.
And then you've got the Cubs, who've played the least games in the division. And then you still got Cincinnati. So it doesn't
Which, come
fucking
on,
matter.
Cincinnati, how the fuck you...
Yeah.
I can't even.
Oh, I saw a great post today that it was Eric Thames hates communism. He's against the Reds. He's against the Reds, and you should be too. I thought that was a great piece.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, it's weird because like that whole Midwest, there's
yeah.
games being canceled like crazy. Except in Milwaukee, they've played every game.
Because they got a lid. So the reason I actually want to talk about MLB is Rizzo, who is the face of the Cubs.
Yeah.
Him and Bryant, first baseman, has come out in support of Major League Baseball playing smaller seasons.
Yeah, there's been a couple players that have come out now. They're saying take it down to 140. There was somebody, I don't remember
Which
who.
is 26 games less than they're currently playing.
Yeah, which ends up being, what is that, like 5 weeks, 6 weeks less, something
Yep.
like that. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, came out and made a statement today saying, I would take a pay cut if we were able to play less games.
Yep.
Which, yeah, it is. It's fucking ridiculous. 162?
166.
166 games.
That's just in the regular season. That
Yeah.
does not include spring training or the postseason.
And granted, I mean, you're standing around in a field most of that time, but that's still a lot of games.
It's a lot of games. It's a lot of travel.
Yeah.
And that shit wears on you. If you think about it, they play baseball from April to October.
Yep. So,
what do you think? Are you okay with losing 5 weeks worth of baseball?
yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, okay.
Because, I mean, at some point, I trail off anyways. I mean, I've paid attention for 5 months. I don't. Just tell me who's in the playoffs at this point.
What always tends to happen is I get excited at the beginning of the season, and I start to trail off right around the All-Star break. And then after the All-Star break, I come in, I stay strong, start to trail off, but then it's postseason. And then I know if I'm either in it or crying by myself because I'm not in it.
Well, and at this point, so, okay, Brewers have played 19 games.
Yes. No.
Yeah. They've played 19. Because they're 13 and,
Okay.
or
Yeah,
they're 12 and 7 right now. I have the full MLB TV package. I've watched 3 games. That's how I'm like 3 out of 19. I just don't. And sure, part of that's because some of them are day games. I'm at work, whatever.
Sure.
But at home, like Brewers or anything else that I can watch.
I've listened to all but 2 Cubs games,
Okay.
but not live. Some of them I'm just banking. I listen to it later on at my office in the background
Sure.
or whatever. I've watched every single highlight.
Okay.
So, which is one of the things I love about ESPN. When the game's over within 2 hours, you can click on your ESPN app, say
highlight
click
reel,
highlight,
yeah.
and they do a 4-minute condensed game, so you can watch it, which is
Yeah.
nice. Okay. That's it for me when it comes to TV.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I have no real music to talk about because I've been trying a lot of new stuff and none of it's good. So,
I went to a music festival.
the Everett Music Festival.
Have we recorded since I went to that? I don't remember.
We have not.
Fisherman's Village Music Festival. This is like the 6th year or something like that. It's the biggest lineup they've had so far. It was kind of hit or miss. I went to the opening concert. It was this group called the Sleepover Club.
Okay.
They were all right. They were kind of this like female, super punky whatever. They did like a punk cover of the Powerpuff Girls theme song.
Oh, I'd like that.
I was like,
That's
yeah,
fun.
it was entertaining. And then they get to the last song, and the lead singer pissed me off, and I walked out.
Oh, what'd she do?
She started talking about how she was like, so recently I was invited to an all-female singer-songwriters retreat. So I'm like, strike one. You pointed out that you were the only person in your
Right.
band that got invited to this, so attention's on you now. Spotlight. And I'm like, fine, I don't care. It's all female, whatever. Go for it, whatever. She's like, and then I found out that the organizer was a white cis male, and I decided that I didn't want to be a part of that because that didn't represent us. And I'm like, I'm sorry. At what point did being a regular old white heterosexual male become a problem?
Don't try to mansplain this problem to me, Jay. If you want to explain it to me, you can, but don't mansplain it to me.
Fair. So yeah, I'm like, okay, so he didn't do anything wrong other than try to organize a retreat, a workshop, whatever.
Was there an all-female workshop before he got involved?
Probably not.
Well, sounds like he did a good deed then, didn't he?
But because he has a penis and likes vagina, he can't be trusted. So I walked out at that point.
Fair.
But I did find a couple really good bands there. The Blacktones are really good. They're a Seattle band. They kind of remind me a little bit of a Nirvana.
Cool.
If you like that. I'm blanking on names right now. There's a couple good bands. We went to a Bollywood Nights dance party.
What? Did you do your hand thing?
Oh no, we did.
Yes.
So the guy was playing. It was mainly like just normal hip hop that we have here. That he then put like kind of a Bollywood beat behind.
Sure. Yeah.
So he'd put the track on. He'd come out and be like, "All right, here's how you do it." And he would do like this and like all the steps and everything like that. And we were trying to follow along. And we're like, "Oh, I didn't realize how fucking uncoordinated we were."
Had he taught you like a line dance, I'm sure you would have got it. Genetically, it would have kicked in.
Because I'm a white cis male. Yeah.
That was what I was gonna say
yeah.
when I got done drinking my whiskey.
So that was a lot of fun. It was a good festival. And then I'm actually going down to a concert tomorrow night in Portland. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
And then I had another concert lined up for two weekends ago, or maybe it was last weekend. We went to El Corazon.
Who'd you see?
Because
Metalachi was there like 3 weeks ago.
No, I wish. No, we saw Moose Blood.
Oh.
It's super weird. I don't know. But El Corazon is my least favorite Seattle venue.
It's the worst.
It's fucking terrible. But so we're going to Portland tomorrow night to see a concert, and then I was supposed to go see another concert at Neumos on May 5th. And I've already bought the tickets, and then I found out that I'm going to France, and I'm going to miss that concert.
Who is it?
It's Coulter Wall. He's like a country guy.
I was going to say, why does that name sound familiar?
Super, super deep voice, and he's like 20. It's crazy. But the tickets for only like $17, so it's not that bad. But so that's all my music news.
I don't have music news. I have 2 podcasts I've been listening to.
Okay.
And by 2, I mean 1 I've enjoyed and 1 I got like 3/4 of the way through.
It's cool. We still like Lindsay.
No, hers is the one I like.
Oh, okay.
The Weird podcast I've been quite enjoying quite a bit. So for those of you who want to listen to serial killers or just weird stuff about the Ouija board and other things, check out the Weird podcast with our friend Lindsay Thomas. For those of you who love Anna Faris, like I do, and I know you do,
she's all right.
She has her own podcast.
But this is the one that you haven't been enjoying?
It was horrible. Let me tell you about how bad it was. So it was Anna Faris, and I decided to pick an episode because she's like 100 deep of somebody I like.
Jesus. Okay.
So I went with Whitney Cummings.
Oh, fair.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So it starts off with Anna and her producer, Sim, doing live banter for a product that they're trying to sell.
Okay.
But their banter was so bad I couldn't figure it out. And then it was her and Whitney trying to do improvisational about a guy trying to sleep with Whitney. And then it went to, would you date this guy? So Anna Faris was like, well, would you date a guy who had a minivan? When he's like, sure. Okay, but what if he had
that back seat folds down. Why not?
She's like, well, what if he had a minivan and was a teacher? And what if he had, like, and it just, that went on for 25 fucking minutes.
Oh, geez.
I'm like, this what if game of would you date him?
Yeah.
And then they opened it up to callers.
Oh.
And by callers, they had a list of people and they called them.
Okay.
So they called this girl in Texas.
Sure.
And the girl's like, hey, I'm Jane, and I'm 23, and I live in Texas. And they're like, oh, hi, Jane. What can we help you with? Well, my boyfriend lives with his roommate, and we're long distance because I go to a different college than they do. And they need another roommate, and my boyfriend's roommate has a female friend who's going to come live with them. And it makes me really uncomfortable, and I don't know what to do. What do you think I should do? What would you say, Jay?
Say get over it. I don't.
Okay.
I mean, that's me. No, I mean, talk to the boyfriend. Tell him how you're feeling.
Whiskey.
Yes, please.
So their advice to her, and it was beautiful advice. This is the same advice I would give to no one. You know what? Men are really weird about that kind of stuff, and if he thinks you're insecure, he's probably going to cheat on you, so it's best if you don't say anything.
Whoa. What?
It's best if you don't say anything.
No, that's a trap.
And then they went in to explain why it's best not to say anything. And then while they're explaining why it's best not to say anything, they determined, well, maybe if you approach him in the right way, like maybe just choose your words carefully to tell him it makes you uncomfortable, but not too uncomfortable, so he thinks you're still cool, and you're just kind of, this thing gets kind of weird. And then it went into, well, what if the roles were reversed, make him see that, and then it turned into, well, you should just tell him how upset you are, and it ended with, it's best not to say anything.
Yeah, because that's going to be fine in the end.
Even the caller, when they're done, like, oh, does that help you? Jane was like,
no.
well, yeah, I think I know what to do. Like,
Jesus.
and I was like, I can't do this. The amount of dumb you two are.
So,
no wonder Chris Pratt left
I
you.
was just going to say.
No wonder Chris
I
Pratt
was just
left
say,
you.
how did that marriage not work out?
Ugh.
How many things did Anna not tell Chris that she was upset about?
Apparently.
All 6 abs, apparently.
Oh, it's the 7th one that upset me the most. How do you just have one at the top?
That would upset me too, really. Well, you're just Brock Lesnar and you get a tattoo over it.
Fuck yes. Who has signed a new contract with WWE?
New deal. Yep.
But it's a contingent contract.
Okay.
It's a multi-year contract with only particular dates that allow for outside contract work.
Of course, yeah.
So it looks like he may be doing both.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyways, that's a tangent.
Okay.
Comic movies.
Okay, yeah, let's do movies.
I have
and
two
then
movies.
Before we go to comics, I have video game questions. But yeah,
I
let's
can
go
do
to
video
movies.
games for sure.
I have no movies, so go ahead.
I have 2 movies.
Okay.
One of them you watched. It's called Table 19.
Oh, yeah, hilarious.
So I watched
I
Table
loved
19.
that movie.
A lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. Obviously, I love Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
Like, I would
Uh-huh.
leave my wife and give up probably my right testicle for Anna Kendrick. Not the left one.
No,
That's
no.
my baby maker.
Right. And she
I-
prefers the left. So.
Well, and I need to do a honey trap, get her pregnant, and kind of control that relationship for 18 years.
Absolutely.
Anna Faris gave me the advice on how to do this.
But don't talk to her about it
Well,
first.
no. You have to trick her into the pregnancy. Trick her into the pregnancy. But not tell her, but kind of just like,
Right.
you know.
Reverse the roles.
Yes, exactly.
If I got pregnant, how
Honey
would you
trap
feel?
that shit. Table 19 was really funny.
Yeah.
The only thing I did not like about it was Lisa Kudrow.
Oh, she was terrible in this movie.
She really was.
I feel like she has not done anything good outside of Friends. And even that was questionable at best.
It's like they gave her a role, and she was like, but what if I did this instead?
Yeah.
And they keep saying, don't do that. And she just kept kind of
She's like,
doing
no,
it anyways.
no, I think, no, trust me. Just, I am Phoebe Buffay right now.
It was just really...
Or Ursula.
Ursula. Maybe.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was Ursula or Ursa.
I don't know.
Either way, that was the character that came first. Did you know that?
No.
From, I want to say Mad About You.
Oh, yeah. That actually does make sense.
Yeah.
Because Mad About You also had Kramer in it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Interesting.
So Kramer was who... So Kramer was the former next-door neighbor of Paul Rudd's character. Paul Rudd, when he married Helen Hunt, moved in together, sold his place to Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh.
Because later you find out when he goes back and talks to Kramer if his neighbor finally made it in comedy or not.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah.
So that's also weird because Paul Rudd ends up being a guest star on Friends and dating Phoebe. Marrying Phoebe.
No, I'm sorry, not Paul Rudd. I'm sorry, Paul Reiser. Paul Reiser.
Okay.
Reiser.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, Friends, Seinfeld, Mad About You, and there's one other show reference all exist in the same universe.
That's awesome because it's all the same city.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. Beautiful. Anyways.
You see Ted Mosby walking in the background in one scene, but he's like super young.
Just a little infant Mosby.
He's just looking at the buildings.
Anyways, Table 19 was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it was an enjoyable movie.
I liked it more than I thought I would. The only thing I didn't like about it was Lisa Kudrow.
Yeah.
The other movie I watched, Shape of Water. Why are you giving me that look?
I've heard nothing good about this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's the Guillermo del Toro movie.
Uh-huh.
And it looked beautiful.
Okay.
And I really liked the first 3/4 of it.
Fair. Okay.
And then in the end, I was just all like, that a lot of that just seems conveniently well placed, kind of awkward, loose ends, and over. Okay.
Okay.
The biggest problem I had with this movie is throughout the whole movie, all I kept saying is, well, that's just Abe Sapien. That's just Abe Sapien.
Mm-hmm.
That's just Abe Sapien. And he's like, no, it's not. Really? It's a green fish dude who has emotional bonds to people by touching them, loves classical music, loves this brunette girl, and loves hard-boiled eggs. Those are the same 5 traits that give us Abe Sapien.
Yeah.
Yet you're telling me they're not the same people? Bitch, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Overall, it was fine. Like, aesthetically beautiful. My least favorite of every Guillermo del Toro movie.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember when the movie, and it's based on a book, I think.
Okay.
But when the movie came out and all the trailers and everything like that, people were like, there was all these memes online like, water doesn't have a shape. Water takes the shape of the container.
Seriously.
The movie should be called The Container, or The Shape of the Container Holding the Water, or something
For sure.
like that. And I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. Watch the movie. But
The premise is, so it's this mute girl
okay.
who she's mute because her voice box was cut.
Okay.
So she's got 3 scars on the right and left side of her neck, which indicated that's how her vocal cords got cut.
Okay.
Which, surprise, turned into gills at the end of the movie.
What? Who would have saw that coming?
Spoiler. And she's a maid with her other friends at this secret science lab who brings in this amphibious man who's worshipped as a god from South America.
Okay.
She falls in love with him because she's trying to teach him sign language, and she's the one who treats him like a person because she knows what it's like to be misunderstood.
Okay.
Eventually, he loves her back. She breaks him out. One thing leads to another. They do end up having the sex.
So what you're saying is this is the prelude that goes into Aquaman and she becomes Mera?
Oh my god, I wish.
It's just Jason Momoa. He's like,
That awesome. So yeah, Shape of Water.
okay.
You know, it was, like it. Aesthetically beautiful. The first
Okay.
3/4 of it was good. Some of it you're just like, I knew what you're going for, and I know what you wanted to do, but it fell really flat.
Yeah.
Here's why I'm an asshole, Jay.
One reason.
Here's why I'm an asshole for this specific reason.
Okay.
Everyone I've talked to tells me what a great movie it is. All they ever tell me about is how it's so hard to be misunderstood. This movie's for those type of people. And I'm just like, you're a pretty blonde girl. How misunderstood are you in this world? Tell me about your suffering.
So is this Emmy that's talking to you about this?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Anyways, but no, and there are a lot of really nice parts about it.
Sure.
So that's it for movies for me.
Okay.
You want to talk about video games?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about video games.
So I'm going to tell you about a problem I'm having. And hopefully you understand this.
Is it too many video games, not enough time?
It could be.
Okay, what's your problem?
That could be the end of this conversation. So you're a huge fan of Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Okay. So I turned on the Xbox the other day.
Sure did.
There's a joke in there somewhere. And
I actually ran into the Xbox at Chicago. Like the nicknamed Xbox in Chicago. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
So I've the last game that I was working on was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Yes.
Okay. And I think I've talked about this on the show before. I find that all the Assassin's Creeds I've played so far, it's the same thing over and over and over and over.
Yes.
And I don't know if that changes at some point down the line. Okay. That's what I was afraid of. So I'm at this point where the storyline mission is to escort this guy by hiding in crowds and whatever.
You're at the parade, and you have to wear a mask, correct?
No, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Or I'm past that. I don't know. This is just some guy that's going to... Anyways, I keep not being able to blend into this fucking crowd. And it's super annoying. Because, like, I'll be in the crowd, and then all of a sudden, like, some other passerby will come and, like, split up the crowd, and
and then you're outed, yeah.
So I just get super frustrated. So I'm like, maybe I should find another game to play for a bit.
Okay.
So I'm on the Xbox store, and I'm exploring my options. And I've kind of narrowed it down to 3 games. I kind of want your opinion on this.
Okay. I can do this.
The first one is Tekken 7. I'm a huge Tekken fan.
Ooh, yes, you are.
And I watched the trailer for it. And of course, the FMV is always different than the actual gameplay.
Sure.
But it looks fucking amazing.
And it's a contract with New Japan. You can they have New Japan skins for Tekken, which is why I want Tekken.
So that's
play
the
the
cool part
Okada
of that.
King.
So I can go get the used version of that for I think like $25 from GameStop.
Sure.
Option number 2, Injustice 2.
Okay.
Injustice 1 is still the only game I've ever pre-ordered.
And it was a fun game. It was a good story.
It was great. And Injustice, yeah, the storyline of Injustice is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Injustice 2 seems to also have a really good storyline and a far expanded character base, including some Mortal Kombat.
And Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's option 2. So I've got 2 fighting games.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
The third, I guess technically is also a fighting game. WWE 2K18. No.
Hard no.
Why is the hard no on that one? Because that's the one I thought you might actually lean towards.
So before you leave, if you want to, I will let you play that game.
You have it?
I do.
Okay.
I do, and it's a horrible game.
I'm just thinking it's got a roster of over 200 people, so that could be fun.
The problem with that game is as an avid video game player, right? Like, I was born with a Nintendo controller in my hand, and I masturbate with my Xbox One controller.
Sure.
That's why I got the Elite.
That's right. Easy cleanup.
Yes, and it's waterproof, right? So you just hose it off with a power washer. And, like, I had asparagus. You need the power washer. No, the problem with the 2K games is they're too goddamn difficult. So to do a move properly, you have to, take the right joystick and turn it 3/4. Take the left joystick, throw it the opposite way 3/4 while pushing the R1 and R2 button at the same time, and then putting X to do the finisher.
But I feel like that would almost make it worth it. The challenge of accomplishing something. Whereas Assassin's Creed, it's, let me stab this guy. Let me stab that guy. Let me stab that guy.
So I'll break it down for you a little bit. One, yes, Assassin's Creed, incredibly repetitive. And that is the problem trying to play them one after another.
Sure.
So if you buy them as they release every October. You get it in October, you play it October, November, December, you're done.
Right.
You now have to play other games until the next October. So it breaks up the monotony.
Right. But I'm on the catch-up cycle.
You're on the catch-up cycle. It makes it hard. So what you have to do for Assassin's Creed is you have to play the game to a different mode.
Okay.
For instance, my buddy Joe, he literally, to make that game more difficult and to break up the monotony, he has done that game no kill unless required.
Well, what's the fun in that?
But can you imagine the difficulty? You want to talk about difficulty?
Yeah.
Play Assassin's Creed no kill except for required story kills.
Okay.
Like, that's a whole other level of difficulty.
Yeah.
I've watched him play, not move his character for 20 minutes to learn the guard pattern so you can jump down, run here, hide here, run here, run. And I'm like, or how about kill?
Yeah, right?
So in that aspect, I get what you're saying. My choice is Injustice 2.
Okay.
The fighter game is a good game. to break up monotony. You can come back to that well every now and then because you don't have to remember the story as it were. You're familiar with the characters, you're familiar with the gameplay, and it's a continual story. So why wouldn't you want to continue that story at the same price as Tekken 7?
Because it's Tekken. Like that. So and really like the big draw to the WWE 2K18 for me is the plethora of characters you can play. 200, which by the way, you have Diesel or Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's weird to me.
They wore different onesies.
Yeah, but why don't you just give me like, here's Kevin Nash, and then like, let me press the button to get the alternate Diesel.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyways, so huge stable of characters there. That's the big draw to me. But then going to the fighting games, I'm like, I've been playing Tekken for 20 years.
Then
and that's so. I think the bigger decision for me is Tekken versus Injustice.
So that makes my Street Fighter is your Tekken.
Yeah.
Then the answer is obvious.
Buy both.
Exactly.
That's where I'm stuck at because I could probably get both of them for about $20.
I'm not even joking. So you buy one of them now, you play it, you do either Revelation, and then go back to the next game, or you play a different game and then go back to the next fighting game. Like that is something I consistently do. Like I will always, once I get done, like I played Zelda Breath of the Wild. Mm-hmm. I played it for well over 100 hours. But when that game was done, when I was ready to put it to bed, I had to play something completely different. I just had to get out of that cycle.
Right.
So my choice that I think I got done with that, I ended up playing Street Fighter 2 Ultimate Edition.
Okay.
And then I went and did Assassin's Creed Egypt Origins.
Yeah.
And then I broke that monotony up with playing Shovel Knight for 30 hours. So I always go from one game to a complete different one.
How many hours would you say you put into a general Assassin's Creed game? Because this is what I'm trying to figure out right now. Like you'd say, I played Breath of the Wild for 100 plus, and I'm like, geez, that seems ridiculous. But then I started thinking, okay, well, if I play an Assassin's Creed for about an hour and a half, 2 hours a day for 50 days, there's 100 hours right there.
It depends on how much I liked it.
Okay.
So Assassin's Creed 2, probably about 100 hours.
Yeah.
Brotherhood was about 70. Revelation was about 70. Assassin's Creed 3, at best 32.
Okay.
Maybe 35.
Okay, so that's a quicker one.
It was a quick one. You wanted to get through it. Syndicate. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Unity was next, probably about 40. Syndicate, I was back up at the 70, 80 range. And then Origin, I was about 50.
What the fuck are we doing with our lives, man?
Playing video games, bro.
That's right. And reading comics.
Oh, comics. I love you, comics.
So
okay.
Let's get into some comics.
Before we talk about what's new this week, there's 3 things I need to talk to you about.
Okay.
Possibly. 1, did you read the last issue of Invincible?
I did.
And what did you think?
Right?
I would have preferred...
It wrapped up a little too perfect for my taste.
Way too perfect. Way too clean. I didn't need that wrap-up ending.
No.
You could have ended the one issue before and that be it, and I would have been just as happy.
Yeah.
Because at least I could have maybe thought there was a one-shot later or something else.
Right.
You wrapped this up, and in your wrap-up, you left open-ended things. Battle Beast's daughter?
Oh, well, did you read the letters page?
No.
They already said there's going to be more Invincible later on. This is
Okay.
the end of this series, but it's not the end of the Invincible
universe. Okay.
And they even referenced, and I'm wondering if this was something they should have done or not. They referenced the movie that's in production.
Of course.
It's in process right now. But they said, aside from that, you will see Invincible in the future. This is just the end of this.
Yeah.
So my guess is this is Kirkman finally saying, all right, I've done my whatever.
Someone else can do this now.
Here's a ready prime character for somebody else to take on later on.
Sure. I agree with you. I didn't need it. It was too wrapped up. It was too clean. It was too, here's Mark's life in a pretty bow, and you can smile about
Here's
it.
fucking everybody's life in a pretty bow.
And Adam
He
Eve
solved
can't die.
everything.
They're all fucking they're all immortal.
I know. That kind of drove me crazy.
Oh, fuck you.
But it didn't surprise me either. Like, when you see that panel of her on her deathbed, I'm like, why did you just regenerate all of her cells and
Yeah.
be young? And then, boom, there it is. I'm like, there it is. Okay.
The other one I think is going to bother you is morning glories. So I
don't know anything about what you're about to say, so
I've
scared.
been really hesitant to pull the trigger on getting morning glories. I read the first 3 trades and enjoyed the fuck out of them. So I want to go and buy all the hardback collections.
Okay.
It went to issue 50.
Yes.
Hardback stop at issue 40.
Fuck them.
And I talked to the artist, Mr. Eisma.
Yeah, Joe Eisma.
And he's like, bro, that ain't my call.
Ugh.
Tell me more, Mr. Eisma. Tell me fucking more. I need to know. He's like, look, I'm on board. He goes, but because it's Image kicks in a little bit for hardback.
Yeah.
I got kicking a little bit, and Nick has to kick in a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's
Nick's
the
got his Marvel money now.
So where's the hang up? Nick doesn't want to put out a hardback of Volume 5.
Fuck you.
What? And he's like, I offered an Image offer. Nick says no. I talked to Nick Spencer.
Okay.
Oh, I fucking talked to Nick Spencer.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, nah, bro, not happening. The demand isn't high enough.
Oh.
So now I have the struggle of, do I get the first 4 in hardback because it all comes with bonus features and then the last 2 in soft? Or do I go all soft and lose that bonus content?
How good's the bonus content?
I don't know. I haven't opened the hardbacks yet.
So this is how important it is to you that you haven't even opened them yet.
Well, I haven't bought them.
Oh.
I haven't bought them because I found out there's no hardback Volume 5.
Then just go all soft. You won't know what you're missing. It's fine.
I guess you don't know what you got till it's gone, and I never had it for it to be gone.
There it is.
But the price difference is different. Like, the hardbacks are bigger. It's nicer.
They're oversized
paper. They're oversized.
Yeah.
It's nicer paper. Like, Nick, why are you being a dick, bro?
Because he's got his Marvel money now.
Ugh.
And his, what is it? The Fix.
Fix.
Which is fucking great. I love that comic.
Man, no, I can't.
Why?
The first trade was good, and it just went downhill right after that for me.
All right. Anyways,
I actually finished Fables recently.
I've 2 issues maybe I've ever
Fables is phenomenal.
Meh.
I didn't realize I never finished it.
Okay.
I was lending the trades to Joe's wife, and I was like, why are these out of order? I'm like, these last 3 books are not in the right order. Because I know how it ends working at the stores.
Sure.
I actually have, I'll get into my tangent in a moment. So I was like, but why are these out of order? And I start flipping through them. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't read these.
Oh.
So I read the last 3, and the last 2 leading up to the end were phenomenal.
Okay.
And much like Invincible's ending, I was like, well, this ending was unnecessary and gross.
Yeah.
So it ended at issue 150. I have issue 151. The only one in existence.
Oh, yeah. You've told this story.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I don't need to go into it again.
Yeah.
But Fables, the reason I wanted to bring up Fables and Invincible, it was the same thing. These stories went on for almost a decade.
Well, Invincible was 14 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there you go.
Ridiculous.
Phenomenal. Why is it that your last issue you fucking dropped the ball?
Because at that point, they're just like, I don't give a fuck.
Like, if you can make it that long, you can't make it one more.
No, I mean, it was Bill Willingham, right? Fables. Mm-hmm. He said 2 years before he wrote the last one, he's like, I'm done. I'm just kind of making it work at this point. I don't care.
Which I can understand, right? Like, you only do things for so long. Like, my marriage, 8 years tops, and then I'm tapping out. To be fair, I'll give her 1 week to wrap it up in a pretty ending bow, and then
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
And then that's when you enact your Anna Kendrick plan, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. On to
What's new
on to
this
other
week for you,
comics.
buddy?
So, I think most of these came out this week. This is what I read this week. Actually, I know one of them came out last week, but whatever. What I read was Batman 45, Nightwing 43, Batwoman 14, X-Men Gold number 26, Cable number 156, Gotham City Garage 1920-21, and Exiles number 1.
Oh, Exiles was last week.
Yeah.
I heard that.
And obviously the Gotham City Garage was previous
Sure.
week's episode 3 episodes.
I
ago.
heard that this issue of Batman has been the only good issue of Tom King's Batman yet.
It was such a fucking weird issue of Batman.
Because it takes place in an alternate timeline and all this other weird stuff. Yeah.
So, what you find out is Booster Gold
Sure.
and Skeets
Gotta love Skeets.
went back in time, prevented Bruce's parents from being murdered.
Which is weird because Booster Gold in every other issue, ever since he's been published, always talks about how you can't change time.
Right. So he's portrayed in this as a bumbling idiot, more
Sure.
so than usual.
Because Tom King's an asshole.
But he's telling the story. He remembers the story that Superman and Batman always tell about Superman being put in by, I think, Starro,
Okay.
the Starro plant, whatever. And he's put into this universe where everything's perfect and he's happy and whatever.
That's
And then he
Starro's
realizes-
doing, sure.
And he realizes it's not true, whatever. So this is his wedding present to Batman is, I want you to see the universe as it could be, and you want to come back to the real universe. Or some bullshit. So in this, he went back, changed time, and now Bruce's parents never died. So he's talking to Bruce at Bruce's wedding, parents' wedding anniversary. And
Okay.
I didn't like. I thought it was bullshit.
Have you liked any of the Tom King Batman really? Though?
I've liked some of it.
Yeah, it's
This not at all.
okay.
So, yeah. Exiles was interesting. I've read the last 2 iterations of Exiles before this,
Correct.
so I was like, yeah, I kind of like that whole time hopping, fixing universe. Where that's interesting. It's actually exactly the same plot as Legends of Tomorrow,
Okay.
in the fact that they go through time and they fix
Yeah,
problems
they
or
just fix
whatever.
shit.
The book I had the biggest problem with that I read was Cable.
Okay. Tell me what your problem is.
So first panel opens up and it has the little editor's note. This issue takes place after X-Force number 19 from the 2009 run.
2009?
When he was trying to protect Hope from Bishop. That whole time jumping.
Yes. Are we back to that story?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, and that's why I had a problem with it. This whole issue was Cable trying to prevent Hope from getting killed by Bishop and, I don't know, the techno-organic living virus.
Yeah, the technovirus.
That was the whole issue.
So everything else in Cable has been taking place in current time.
Uh-huh.
So
ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only thing I can possibly think of is that maybe he's retconning because it's going to address something now.
I don't know.
Like, are they going to finally bring Hope back? Because she's kind of been absent for a while.
She showed up in the Phoenix Rising, whatever this last 5-issue miniseries
Oh,
was.
the Jean Grey Resurrection.
Yeah.
I haven't read that yet.
Yeah, she showed up in that.
Okay.
She played a small part, but she's back now.
Because she is a former Phoenix.
Right. So yeah, this issue, I'm like, why are you jumping back to something that was 9 years ago and giving me something that doesn't seem to be progressing a current storyline at all? And then they showed a preview, or they showed like the 1-page ad for the next issue, and it's Cable teaming up with Nate Gray. And I'm like, so essentially you don't care about current Marvel timeline at all. You're just gonna do all these.
Just whatever the fuck you feel like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Does he at least have the baby Bjorn where he's carrying Hope in it?
no, because when he jumps back to this issue, she's like 8 at the time.
Insect people? Were there insect people?
No, this was.
Because she would have been around that age for the insect people.
I think this was right after Insect People, or right before it. One of the two. But yeah, Bishop shows up. One-armed Bishop shows up. And,
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. And it's all about her trying to get information, like understand Cable, and we're like, what were your parents like? You know, do I have mutant powers, or my mutant powers gonna be the same as you? Do all mutant powers have the same? Like, and I'm like, I don't care. Just wasted $2 on this.
Good.
$3.
Should have wasted $8 on Action Comics.
God, that's such a hefty price tag.
So, my pulls this week. Avengers number 689. Daredevil 601. Infinity Countdown number 2. James Bond the Body number 4. Nightwing 43. Nightwing 43 variant cover. Super Sons number 15. Superman 45. And the Big Daddy record number, first time ever, 80-page giant Action Comics 1000.
That's a big comic.
80 pages, brother.
Isn't that what Giant Size X-Men was? Is 80 pages?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not only did I get this cover
Oh, you got more than one.
from Discount Comic Book Supply, I ordered every single variant that they offered through previews.
You're the asshole. All right.
So they're of this issue, because every comic store has a variant, every Comic Con has a variant, I ordered the diamond variants, only the diamond variants. But if you were to collect all variants, from what I heard, the current number at is 57 variant covers.
That is ridiculous.
Correct. So I only ordered the authorized DC Decade variants.
Yeah.
This is the book, obviously, I'm going to talk about. The 80-page giant Superman back in the red tights like he belongs.
Landmark issue.
This is the first time. This has got a Bendis story in here that leads to what's going on.
Oh, okay.
So the 80-page giant is a culmination of about 7 different short stories.
Okay.
And I loved each one. That's not true. I liked most of them. I loved some.
Okay.
One was just fine. What I loved most about this is this gave me the Superman I want.
Okay.
Ever since the New 52, we've decided that we need to make a different Superman.
Right.
First he was edgy, then he was kind of an asshole, and then he was this, and then he was that, and we don't want the golly geez, I believe in truth, justice, the American way Superman, because people don't relate.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's what everyone actually fucking wants from Superman.
Yeah.
So they brought it back around.
Okay.
And Bendis has been very clear since he came on board. That is the Superman I'm writing.
Okay.
So everyone kind of fell into line. They all made comments about the red tights being back.
Well, sure.
Like, fine. Like, it was kind of cute in one of the books. The one Dan Jurgens wrote. Like, they were making fun of it. Like, fine. At the end, so you had all these stories. The last story was Bendis' story, which is going to lead you into the Man of Steel 6 issue.
Okay.
So after this, Action Comics and Superman are going to go on hiatus.
Okay.
There's going to be a 6-issue miniseries called Man of Steel.
Okay.
It's going to come out once a week for 6 weeks.
Sure.
And then we're going to go back into the books.
Okay.
With Bendis kind of changing some things the way he wants Superman to be.
Sure.
A lot of fun for me. Really liked it.
Okay.
It was just a couple cute little stories about the Superman I wanted. Throw in some Lois, throw in some John. I'm happy. I'm going home happy.
I will probably end up buying that next week. Image was having a huge Comixology sale this week. So I ended up spending like $120 on comics this week. And I haven't even gotten to all the Image stuff.
Yeah.
But I picked up like the full run of Manhattan Projects and a couple other
Nice.
things. So this will probably be on there for next week. It'll
Like-
probably, yeah.
80 years of Superman. That's
huge.
That's huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 80 years today. Today is officially 80 years of Superman.
Oh, and all of the terrible stories we've got.
But think of all the good ones, like Superman Blue and Superman Red.
Those were the terrible ones. I was about to say Blue and Red and Electric Superman and
They just released
the whole mullet. Ugh.
They just released a Superman Blue omnibus.
Why? Who is buying this shit? You bought it?
No.
Are you okay? Oh, I was gonna. I was gonna have words, man.
Here's the reason. I don't have to buy it. I got that shit in single issue still.
Oh,
Got that shit in single issue still.
that is so bad. I was only reading X-Men at that time, so 15 books a month.
Still is.
I know.
Still is.
I'm buying all of them. It's horrible.
Yeah, you are. Oh, did you read the new Blue with the new team?
Where it's
Polaris and
yeah.
Doc
I did
and-
read that.
Ugh.
Honestly, like the X books have been pretty decent.
Gold
Like-
Gold has been solid, I think.
Which is I read Gold today. Blue's been pretty decent, except for it's this whole weird X thing. Do you know about this?
No.
Xavier's back,
Sure.
but he's not Xavier now. He's young, so he's just call me X.
Oh,
and he's in
God.
Phantom X's body.
I can't even right now.
It's weird, but it's not horrible. I won't read Legion. I need to watch Legion.
Jean Grey and Iceman have been canceled.
Yeah, so I read the last issue of both of those. I'm reading X-Men Red. It's not horrible. But so Legion. Did you ever watch Legion?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. I got like 5 episodes in. It was 8 episodes. I got 5 episodes in, and I realized I hadn't been paying close enough attention. So I'll go back and rewatch it.
Because it requires active watching.
It does.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix or something now. And all of a sudden it's... Okay, yeah. It's fucking blowing up. Everybody started watching it. And it's getting crazy reviews now. So the second season just premiered, and...
Everyone's just talking about it.
Yeah. I'm like, where the fuck were you guys like a year ago? And I was trying to understand what was going on. But it's just huge now. It's like FX's #1 rated show right now. It's crazy.
Like, I want to watch. I just, I'm still catching up on a lot of other stuff
Yeah,
right
me
now.
too.
Right.
I'm so excited for summer when there's not new television on. But I got a flight to and from France coming up.
There you go.
And I'll have the nights in France to watch whatever the fuck I want. So hopefully I'll get caught up with something.
Look at summer's just for baseball, man. Summer's just for baseball.
Yeah, so that's gonna be my other test is can I use MLB TV in France?
You should be able to.
Should be able to.
Oh.
But I mean, like, there's region restrictions on different streaming services. So I haven't figured out yet if my MLB TV will work in France or not.
So I'm ready to find out. Let's go to France.
There we go.
That is it for me this week.
That's all I got.
We are going to be out next week. I will be at the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo.
We're going to be out for the next month.
No.
Because I don't come back from Toulouse until the 23rd.
And I'll be at Comic Palooza in Houston that week.
You will. So
wow.
We're going to be out for a while.
So episode 305 coming to you guys in June.
So far.
In the meantime,
hit us up on Twitter, guys. Hit us up on Facebook. Like, even if we're not recording, I still see all that shit.
Should we do? Yeah. We got private Facebooks. We got Pop and Culture Facebook.
Yeah.
We got. Oh wow, that's a long time to be apart.
I might try to buy a French comic while I'm over there. I found a comic shop last night. It's like all your standard comics.
Sure.
But in French.
Yeah.
So I might buy Action 1000 in French.
I was talking to Bobby
about
this. He's coming into town tomorrow. We're going to have dinner.
Oh, where are we going?
Kirkland.
Okay.
Yeah. He's got a work conference, so it's literally going to be like an hour.
Okay. Nah,
yeah. It's like hey, nice to see you. Let's eat. Where are you going to go to that? I'm driving back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bye.
That's cool. I'll be in Portland. I just realized it doesn't matter.
Yeah. But he was asking, he's like, so, like, how does this work in other countries? Do they just all produce their own comics? I'm like, no. They produce American comics and just change the word bubbles to whatever language.
So, yeah, they get the DC and the Marvel and all that. But then there is, like Italy has
Panini.
a huge, Panini Press. They have a huge, like, European-style comic market, which the comics come out every 3 months, and they're oversized, like this 80-page one. So you'll get an 80-page comic every 3 months or every 6 months. Full color, same art, everything like that in your native language, but that's their schedule.
Yes, there's not monthly. It's like Red One.
Mm-hmm.
Like Red One came out. All right, here's one oversized issue. Six months later, here's another one.
Yeah.
6 months later, here's another one. Like, just keep up, guys.
But Marvel was actually hiring a lot of the Italian artists for like the last 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
And that seems to have gone away, which is interesting.
There's a Comic-Con in Italy, Como, going on this weekend.
Okay.
It's a limit to 1,000 attendees.
Wow.
Yeah. But the guests are Adam Hughes.
Okay.
Jim Lee.
Sure.
Greg Capullo. Gary Frank. And they're going to be there. The agreement is that they have to be there all 3 days, and they're taking commissions and whatever.
Okay.
So a Jim Lee commission is pencils at $1,500, inks at $2,000, full body at $2,500.
Oh, people are gonna pay that too.
Oh, people
That's
are gonna pay that.
crazy.
I may be getting a Gary Frank on the order,
Okay.
so we'll see what happens.
Nice.
That's it for me this week.
Yeah,
Now that I
that's all I
think
got.
about that amount of money, I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep.
I guess we'll talk to you guys in a little over a month.
Do you want to make promises to do shots of culture that we don't keep?
Yeah, that's I
cool.
mean that's tradition.
We'll totally make shots of culture.
Absolutely.
Mean it.
See you.
Bye.